San Francisco, I'll be back Friday, December 8th and Saturday, December 9th at Cobb's Comedy Club. It's the last stop of the Live and Alive tour for 2023. Get your tickets at RyanSickler.com.
The HoneyDew with Ryan Sickler.
Welcome back to the HoneyDew, y'all. We're over here doing it in the Night Pants Studios. I am Ryan Sickler, RyanSickler.com. Ryan Sickler on all your social media. I'm going to start this episode like I start every episode by saying thank you, whether you're new here or whether you've been here, whether you go back to the feast or whether you roll with the dew. Thank you for your support. Please subscribe to the channel. It's a free way to help. I'm telling you, they're censoring everybody. You all know it out there. They're not kicking it out anymore. So subscribe. It's a free way to help the show. And then if you got to have more, I am telling you, I tell you every week, if you're thinking finally, like I'm going to give it a chance, the Patreon is called The HoneyDew. It's this show with y'all. All right. And I promise you, it's $5 a month. And you don't just get one episode or that month. You get the entire library and you will never hear shit like you hear on that Patreon. I guarantee it. Best $5 you ever spend. All right. You sign up for a month, you get, a year, you get over a month free. All right. So if you're looking for a new podcast to listen to, go listen to my old podcast, The Crab Feast. Jay Larson and I did it. It was 7.5-year library. And that library is going to do over 1 million downloads this year. That's how strong you guys still are out there. So it's audio. It's got everyone you know and love in podcasting with different stories. All right. Come see me on tour December 8th and 9th. We're closing out in San Francisco, California. We'll get you new dates for 2024 later. But for now, that's the biz. And you know what we're doing over here. We're highlighting the lowlights. I always say these are the stories behind the storytellers. I'm very glad to have this guest back on the HoneyDew, y'all. 3-time audio, 2-time video. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, Prof is back. I just ran into our boy Barry Dees in Tulsa, who's the guy that he does the graphics for the show, tagged you and put the music in, who introduced me to you. And then that was really, I told him, I was like, that was the beginning of realizing like how many of our fans really were crossover, because you never know, it's like two different sports, it's football and baseball. They're two different things.
Yeah, people love seeing both. Oh, yeah. You guys fuck with each other? Mm-hmm. Oh, man. All right. They love when two worlds collide like that and connect. So
I'm glad to have you back. We're going to get into it, but before we talk about what we're going to talk about, plug, promote, whatever you want. I know you love to be nothing. I know you love it.
You know what the fuck the deal is?
What's the tour? What's the new tour called? What's the tour called? The one you're on right now?
High Price Shoes Tour.
High Price Shoes?
Yeah, High Price Shoes Tour.
Okay.
That was like my last music video. It was a song called High Price Shoes. And
is that the one you had Kim and Sarah in?
No, that was Judy.
Judy?
Yeah.
My mother's name. Is that what it was called, dude? Yeah. Kim Condon
that was
Sarah
the shit. We flew down here and we had to...
you did it in court, right?
In a courtroom. And there's not a set that big in the Midwest. So we're like...
Is it downtown in that building, that like 1111 building downtown? It's got all those different rooms in it.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of different things.
Yeah, like a DMV and shit's in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of shit in there. So that was really cool. Very, very professional. Like that was my first experience with because we just do it in Minnesota usually, and it's just a bunch of people like trying their best, you know what I'm saying? But same director and everything, but his cast of characters were like pros. Yeah, they're all like, oh, I was on this video, and I was in this movie, blah blah blah. All the actors are all got their sheets and stuff, and it was a crazy big production, so it was cool.
So go check Prof out on tour for sure. And I'm glad you're still doing it, because I want to talk to you specifically about what happened to you. You're lucky to be alive, for real. I'm almost dying in January in the hospital on my back, clotted up.
Yeah, I was talking to you through that whole experience because I had a back surgery too. So I'm like, checking in on you, and then it just kept getting worse, bro.
It was good. Dude, I was supposed to have Robert Kelly, who I can't wait to get you on here, Bobby Kelly, on here. And I kept telling him, I was texting him like, dude, I'll be out in 2 days. I'll be out in 2 more days. And I'm like, I almost died. I don't know what's going on.
You were in there for so fucking long.
Yeah, almost a month I was in there. It's like over 3 weeks. And
did it just get,
I clotted.
For 4
that
days.
was what it was. It was, my back was fine, except there was a small tear, and they fixed it. And they're like, all right, now just lay and chill. And the laying and chilling.
Oh, you think caused that shit?
All this was a medical mistake on Cedars-Sinai part. And all the surgeons, all the surgeons, I need help. All the surgeons came in and told me this was a mistake. This shouldn't happen. What happened to me wasn't because of lifestyle. It wasn't like you're eating improperly, you're not exercising, you're smoking too much or drinking. None of that. It was.
Are you going to sue them or anything?
We'll talk off mic. Mm-hmm. We'll talk off mic.
Yeah,
but I'm looking into it.
Sometimes it's just more.
Look, here's the thing. I'm going to say this. That's exactly right. I don't care how much it's worth. In the state of California, they cap it anyway. Mm-hmm. It's $250,000. That's what you're entitled to.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Now,
what if they just paralyze somebody?
Then there's tiers. I'm the guy that gets the 250. If there's a pregnancy, if there's a death, then it goes up. But you're capped at 250.
If there's a pregnancy,
max, though. Yeah. If you like
someone accidentally impregnates somebody.
Well, I mean, they could someone could be pregnant and then they fuck up the baby.
Okay.
Yeah, then there's more money involved.
Accidental pregnancy.
Yeah, accidental fuck up the pregnancy.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't want to spend a year and a half of my life going to court.
Exactly.
Dealing with this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't care how much money it's worth.
I'm not going to sue. I'm not going to sue.
No, I'm not. I don't want to. I really don't. I have no interest in it because I know what it is. They're like, look, you're going to have to find a medical professional who's going to go against everybody and say, yeah, and then first of all, good luck doing that.
Yeah.
Then you got to come in and do your deposition. I don't want to spend any more energy. I'm glad to be here. I mean, it'd be nice if y'all paid my medical bills. I shouldn't have to come out of pocket for the minimum. I would like that done.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't give a fuck about this 250 or any of that number. It's fake. It's not real. And in the end, they'll be like, you're going to get $8,000. Like I just spent a year and a half of my life for that. Fuck that.
That's how it goes.
Nah. But let's talk about you because as I'm in there laying there and they're telling me I might die, I'm looking on social media and seeing you might fucking die. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Hold it up to that camera right here.
Look at that shit.
Dude.
It is so, I get looks at like restaurants and shit. People are like, oh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a watch. Yeah. Like, bitch, I'm happy.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's fucking very obvious.
Tell us what happened. Tell us exactly how it happened.
And that's what they said at the hospital too. Like, do you,
I'll bet you
are you gonna hurt yourself?
You. Yeah.
Do you have feelings? Are you suicidal? I'm like, no. And then finally, the ER doctor recognized me. Oh, what's up, bro?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude,
where were you?
Can you
tell me everything?
Okay, so
you're on the road.
I'm doing a show in Atlanta.
Okay.
Doing a show in Atlanta. And after the shows, I like to take a shower on the bus because I'm just fucking drenched. You've seen the shows, and I'm like, stinky,
yeah, you're
whatever.
one of the best live performers I've ever seen. I tell everybody that it is true. You can say that it is true.
So I usually take every show I take a shower, and I'm taking a shower, and usually I'm on the bus like alone. No one's usually back there or whatever. Luckily, my DJ Wonka and my homie Cody was on the bus, and usually there's not anybody on the bus. So I'm taking a shower, and the shower head is just leaking off the connection more than the actual shower. So I'm like actually showering with like a broken connection. I'm like, this shit's stupid, whatever. I take my shower, but at the end I look back in there, I'm still naked and shit. I'm like, let me tighten this connection. And I'm sitting there tightening the connection, and it just goes, and it just breaks. It fails. And it just goes like this.
Oh, so it's sliced under like that.
It went one side went like this, and it just like that. And it didn't break at the thread of the it broke at like the cast. So like the aluminum cast of the broke, and you could feel it. I kept it for a keepsake, and you can touch it. It's a razor blade, like sharper than a razor blade. Like you can touch a razor blade and not get cut. This thing is going to cut you even if you touch it. And do
you feel it right away?
I don't feel anything.
Nothing.
It's so quick, and it was so sharp and clean. I just go, and a spray of blood, like fine mist comes out. And I'm like, and I look at it, and
what's it look like before that? What do you see?
It was way wide open.
Oh, really?
All the way wide open. All the way wide open.
What do you see? You seeing tendons and
shit?
Dude,
bro, it wasn't even bloody yet. Like, it was all the white meat. And like, look at, I mean, if you could see in this camera, like, look at all of the things in there.
Yeah.
Look at all the muscles and shit that move and everything. It
That's
like,
why people go for that spot to kill them. So.
Seeing that, it burned in my...
And you're standing there naked,
burned and
just
all
gushing.
the white stuff. There's white things and then so yeah. So my first thing is just going like this. No. Nuh-uh. Total disbelief. Like, way worse than anything I could imagine. It just looked fucking awful. And I put my hand on it and I'm like, no fucking way. No fucking way. And it was just so, I spent a second. And I was just thinking about it and I'm like, but, you know, look at it then. This is how my mind is going. I'm like, well, then just check. And then my mind goes, ain't no fucking way I'm letting go of my hand. So then I was like, all right. Yeah, because I'm not letting go. I know it's fucking real.
Is blood dripping out from under that at this point when you're holding it like that?
I went really quick. Bah! Like, it was really quick. So like, maybe even less than a second, you know, but there was blood coming under it and stuff like that. And then
it's sprayed. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah,
That's
it was like
terrifying.
fine mist. When I went back in the shower, you could see it wasn't like a lot because I got it right away, but it like sprayed. And I'm like totally naked. I'm like, fuck this. So the door is shut. I kicked that bitch open. Boom. And then I see Wonka and Cody there, you know what I'm saying? And they're like down this long aisle of the bus because people are sleep on the bus like that. And they're both like, what the fuck? You know, I'm naked there and I'm very, very specific. I go, you know, sometimes you like, don't call 911. 911's scary. The police come.
I'm not sure yet. Just hold on a minute.
Not this time. I said, fucking call 911. I slit my wrist wide fucking open. Call 911. I slit my wrist open. And then there was
are you still at the venue at this point, or is the bus on the road now? But I mean, are you all rolling? Okay, you're still in the lot.
People are still loading out and shit. And so and then they're just like, their eyes, their faces, they're so innocent, but wide open eyes, like, huh? What? You know, like it seemed like forever going by. I'm like, did you hear what the fuck I just said? I'm like, go. And they're like, what do you mean? What? And I had to repeat myself, like, dude, call 911 right now. I slipped my wrist is slit wide open. And they're like, and poor Wonka, man, bless his heart, dude. He is so bad at just like crisis situations, dude. He is scared of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Like, this shit slow down. He's like, it's sped up. It's sped up.
He was. I looked him in the eye and said, call 911.
How many times did you say it? Twice?
3 times.
3 times, yeah.
And, you know, they see me naked. It's like, well, you know. Like,
it's a lot to process. You kick the door open. You could be doing some funny shit. You're naked.
They thought it was like a prank. You know, my dick's out and everything. But, yeah, eventually they were like, oh, shit, you know. And so Wonka's the worst at a crisis situation. And then you got Cody, who's like the opposite. He's like probably the worst and the different, like he's like the Boy Scout, you know what I'm saying? He came running with the tournament and shit, and he's tying it up all high. Yeah. And I'm like, nah, dude, I want to keep my elbow.
At least
I'm like, you don't need to fucking, you don't need to put it up.
Try to take your whole arm for the wrist.
Yes. I'm like, not up there, dude. Like, I want to keep my elbow.
My neck. Why you put it on my neck, man?
Like, he was like, no, let's do this with the apple cord, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. But that was after a while. So I look at Wonka, I'm like, call 911. This motherfucker doesn't call 911. He runs off the bus and he goes to the tour manager, which takes an additional 2 or 3 minutes to like find her and have her come back. And she's got the balls to call 911. So Wonka, I'm talking to him and he's like, man, honestly, like I wouldn't have even... He was like, I would have slipped down, fell on my blood, and like FaceTime my daughter and said goodbye. Like that was his plan. He was like, that's exactly what would happen. I would have FaceTime my daughter and said goodbye. And I'd fucking passed out. So I'm sitting there like this, and I'm grabbing it as hard as I can. My wrist, like.
Have you looked at it yet? Again, I mean.
Oh hell no!
No.
There's nothing that's gonna fucking.
You're not taking it all.
I'm squeezing as hard, like my life depended on it, because it obviously did. So, Cody's doing this thing, and we got 911 on the phone now. We got the tour manager on the bus and stuff. Cody put some shorts on me, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? So everybody didn't have to look at my dick the whole time.
Are there no paramedics on site at the venue or anything? Like no one can come over? And don't they legally have to have somebody there for some shit?
I don't know. But I mean, people have
the show's
seizures
over,
and
so,
shit.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Like all the time because of the lights and stuff. And there's been people who pass out and stuff. And like,
we've been having them drop out my shows.
No.
We've had a handful of Marty
I
left
heard
and
about
right.
that.
For real, dude. For real.
And so like, I don't know. There was no one there.
So how long does it take the ambulance to get to the bus?
Man, it felt like quite a while.
And you're just holding it.
Yeah. Well, we were on the phone with 911 and the paramedics were like, well, take your hand off. I said, fuck no. They're like, then you get a towel, do this. I'm like, I'm not taking my hand off. Like the cut hand was turning purple. I was losing all
was it
blood
really?
to it. I was holding as tight as I could. This arm was like shaking because I was like, after like 15 minutes of as hard as I possibly can. You know what I'm saying? Like,
are you starting to feel lightheaded or anything like
I'm
that?
not losing any blood. Nothing's
You're really
dripping.
not.
I am squeezing hard as fuck. Like a tourniquet, basically.
Yeah.
Like blood is not coming in or out. And they're like, well, let's, want to check your wrist to see what the damage is. I'm like, I saw that shit. And they were like, they told me. I was like, no, I ain't doing that. They're like, oh, okay. I'm like, I'm not taking my fucking hand off. So I didn't. And then the paramedics came and that was iffy. You know
what do you mean?
They had to, that was the first time where they're like,
they need to take it off. Yeah. So what happened?
So there's like, I think it's on my Facebook or something. There's video of me like grimacing or whatever, and them looking at it, and I was like, I felt like that was a pretty scary moment. And then they looked at it real quick, then they put some more shit on it, and
you catch any of them give each other a look like.
They were like, I didn't want to look at it again. You know what I'm saying? But like all the people were around me, my tour crew and everything, and there was a couple like, oh,
like because everybody's seeing it for the first time, like, oh, this is worse than we thought. It was
quiet, and then a lot of people kind of were like,
who we suing? Water Pick? Who we suing, bro? Who we suing?
Whatever. I don't know, man.
Prevost, the tour bus. Who we suing, bro?
I think probably the shower head company.
That's what I'm saying. Water Pick. Who is it? Sunbeam. Who we suing?
But the bills were like nothing, which was awesome. I think.
So what happens? They take you to the hospital then?
So here's a really dumb thing that I did. I was like, this is really, I'm almost ashamed to say this. They were like, all right, so let's go to the hospital. I was like, how much?
How much? Nah.
So stupid. They're like, well, this will be like $2,000 for the ride.
It's not stupid because this is what every American thinks.
That's stupid though. You know what I'm saying?
It is,
you should not have to be like, oh,
you should not.
My life depended on it, and I took
and
my
you're
bus.
Negotiating. No, you did not.
I did not take
the ambulance. Get the fuck. Put a coupon on your life, bro. Get the fuck.
I can afford that shit too. That's so stupid.
Listen, I don't care what.
I wanted to save a couple bucks, bro.
Every human being could figure out how to get $2,500 if it meant a ride to the hospital to save their life. We all can figure it out.
So stupid.
So you really take the bus?
We speed.
Do they give you an escort? Charge you half? How do you get up there? So when I should have arrived with the ambulance in there because the Grady Trauma Unit downtown Atlanta, like they got the call. They knew I was coming, you know what I'm saying? And so instead of arriving in a fucking ambulance and being shipped right away to the plastic surgeon and shit, I get dropped off in this huge waiting room lobby and I'm still holding my fucking wrist. So, this got to be 20 minutes since I've fucking cut it. And I'm looking, there's hundreds of people in the lobby, all on drugs and shit. People moaning, laying on the floor and shit. I'm waiting in line. Hey, my name is, da-da-da. Okay, have a seat. And I sit down and I'm like, I'm going to fucking die.
everybody else is like rolling around too, like dying or whatever. But I'm like, I can't fucking wait 6 hours sitting here. I can't, like my hand was cramping and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I can't do this shit. They called me right away. You know what I'm saying? Because
if they didn't, you just got to go up and take that hand off, just spray it. I think I'm going to need to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just start spraying people with his blood.
I just got a question.
I can only like do that once though.
Yeah. So they take you back?
They take me right. They call my name like right away because they knew I was there. They're waiting on me. They like the plastic surgeon woke up in the middle of the night to come meet me there and shit. And so they take me back there, and man, the Grady trauma unit in Atlanta, one of the most traumatizing fucking places I've ever been in my life. Dog.
Why?
And it was Saturday night, Saturday morning.
Man. Oh yeah,
everybody's
drinking.
Everyone was dying. Everyone was dying around me. Every room was full. I was in the hallway outside of, the dude right next to me was on fentanyl or something like that. He fell off of a fucking building and he was all crushed, moaning and stuff. And then I'm listening to people. We're like, oh, we got the man got attacked by a baseball bat. His head's up. Oh, he died. Boom, people running around, and I'm just like a tear just comes down my face, and I'm just like, but I ain't really crying, because I ain't no bitch. The tear was just I had no control over it. I'm just kidding. But so they put me in the fucking hallway, and they see me right away. Like they are amazing. Like I want to thank the Grady trauma unit. Like they were amazing. The hardest part of the entire thing was when they had to check it. The dude comes up to me, the doctor. He's putting on his gloves, and it hurt. It hurt. Like it hurt a lot.
Sting.
It was like it was. It did sting, but it was like I felt like I got hit with a baseball bat in that area. It was real tender, like even from like here down, like, and it hurt. And so, dude goes, we need to see what we're dealing with, see if the artery's cut, obviously, you know what I'm saying? And then, so he comes up, and then all these other nurses start surrounding him and me, and then there's like 6 to 8 people now, and I'm like back in my chair, and I'm like, what's going on? And he was like, this is gonna hurt. I need to, with his hands, he needs to open it up, spread things around, and look at it shit. And I'm like, okay.
He's gonna put his fingers in there?
Yeah. Give me the Novocaine then. And they're like, no time. I'm like, give me a pill. They're like, that, no time. They were like, bro, this is dead ass serious about this. They were like, bite down on this towel. There's a towel here. I was like, oh, and then people starting to like come around and stuff. Like they're gonna
insurance.
They're gonna hold me. They're gonna hold me down.
Like you're some Civil War vet,
bro. I thought this was like, what the fuck is this? The Middle Ages? Like the Dark Ages?
With insurance. This is what we deal with.
I'm like, give me numb me up or something.
They're telling you now.
No, we need to do this right now.
Play around in there.
We need this right now. Which I was like, okay, fuck, it makes sense, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So they fucking put a towel in my mouth, and then they put a towel over my head. And I'm sitting back there like this, and then they're starting to grab my arms and stuff so I don't like shake and everything. And that was
how long was he in there? How long was he digging in there?
It felt like forever.
Is he trying to make sure everything's not like severed?
He was taking things
and
moving them around wide open on my inside.
Blood and everything's just pumping.
Yeah. No. Well, luckily my artery wasn't slit. So there was blood from other things, but it wasn't like full like that. But he is moving. Like, let me see your wrist. So imagine he was doing this, but on the inside, like,
oh yeah,
moving that to the side, moving it
out of the way,
looking at other things and shit like that with his fucking hands.
Just woke up with those middle of the night eyes and shit too. I was like, bro.
They were like, you're doing good, and I'm like, I wasn't like screaming or anything, but I was like definitely moaning, and that shit was really tough.
So then, what does he have to do? Is that sewed up?
So.
Stapled?
What happened? This is how close it was. So I had damage. more so than just the skin, but barely any. So in an artery, there's an artery, there's tendons, and they have sheaths over them.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like these coatings. I split the sheath to my artery and the sheath to a bunch of tendons, but I didn't split the actual artery. So bro,
I learned about that from my back surgery. Like my nerves were, all that coating was gone.
Yeah.
So does that grow back?
I don't know. They put me on my way, man. They were busy. So, once they figured out that I wasn't didn't have my artery slit, they were like, all right, you're gonna wait for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I waited there for, probably 4 or 5 hours because shit was going down in there, man. Gunshots coming in. I was just sitting watching it all, and blood everywhere on the floor. People were just hustling, dude. It was crazy.
And what do they do? Do they stitch that up? How do they heal? How do they do that?
They stitched it up.
Liquid shit or old school stitches?
Old school. It was too big to.
Could they give you Novocaine or something for that?
They did. Okay. Someone.
And did it still hurt? That's a weird spot to be getting stitched up.
It hurt.
I'm just thinking in my mind, like looking at my, oh shit.
It hurt. And then the next couple days, it's
there.
Yeah. But it was funny. Like the doctor who was digging in me recognized me, and he was like telling all the people, and like I heard my music bumping in some rooms and stuff. Like they started playing me, and like
That's nice.
I knew they were like watching music videos and stuff. So like I usually don't like getting recognized, but I was like, they're gonna.
That's a good one.
So all of the fucking the doctors and stuff wanted to come by and see me, and they were all like, dude, you so lucky, dude. And this is the hand guy. Bro, you are so lucky.
Yeah.
You are so lucky. So after they recognized me playing my music, and I told them, I had to like tell them the exact story because they thought it was suicidal when I first came in. And
Did they believe it?
Yeah. They're like, look, I'm on tour. They're like, oh yeah, that's Prof. Like they were listening to my music and shit. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm on the tour bus. This is how it happened. And dude knew me he was a fan, the surgeon who came in. And so he like followed me. He knew he was like, he's fine, So yeah, then they stitched me up and sent me on my way. But I saw some crazy shit in there, man. And like, I'm very, very thankful for these people, dude. They see this shit every night. I'm like,
the worst. I mean, no offense. Yours is terrible. Mine was bad too. It ain't the worst they're seeing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The dude in next to me, what I had to listen to was, they were like, hey, it's going to get loud in there. We have to bring out the drill. And because the dude was just, his hips were just crushed and his bones were crushed. And they were trying to ask him his name and shit. It's
gonna get loud in there.
And they were like, we gave him ketamine, and it's going to be an outer body experience, but he's going to start screaming. It's like, this is crazy, man. There's some saints, man. They deal with the worst shit, And that's a famous place. Like you go look up Grady Trauma Unit downtown Atlanta. Like,
are you lucky you were at a place that was so good?
Yeah.
You're lucky you weren't on the road literally and took that shower in the middle of fucking bumfuck nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was downtown Atlanta.
Do you still shower after your shows now, or do you wait till you're?
I know, I still do.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
So I was saying this to Kirsten. I was like, imagine, this is the shit that was going through my mind while I'm laying there watching your stuff play out on social media. I was like, imagine being you or anyone, but you specifically, obviously, for this, and you've chased your whole dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You've set your whole life and everything in your fucking fiber in motion to accomplish this goal.
Yeah.
And you're there. And now you're on the tour bus and you're living life. And are you seriously telling me that a motherfucking showerhead could ruin it all? The one thing that you've wanted all your life.
Yeah.
And you get there, and then it's the thing that could kill you. Like, fuck. I kept thinking about that.
I was
depressed. Do you think about that at all?
Yeah. I was depressed for a while. Maybe for like a week afterwards, I just had this dark feeling. Like, holy shit, we're vulnerable. We could trip and fall and die.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime. A fucking jet engine could fall out the sky, and like, shit like that happens. Like,
it's funny. Brandy said to me, she's like, do you think you'll podcast forever? And I go, well, I'm no longer saying anything forever. I don't do that shit. I said, but here's the thing. I don't think I will, but if I would have just died technically, I
Yeah,
podcasted forever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If I die next year, I podcasted forever.
Yeah.
My forever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like that joke that's like, man, if I save, my finances are good enough where I could retire and live pretty well if I die on Monday.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one question to ask if you're shopping for someone who already has everything. Do they still wipe their butt? I'm a huge fan of my Hello Tushy bidet. All right, I've been using one for years. For years. It's my favorite thing. I don't like to go poop anywhere else. I will hold it just to get home. It makes me feel clean. It makes me feel fresh. I don't even like going on the road anymore at these hotels, all right? With over 100,000 five-star reviews, see why millions of real pooping humans already love Hello Tushy bidet. Every Hello Tushy bidet attachment comes with a 30-day risk-free guarantee and a 12-month warranty. Hello Tushy bidet's fresh stream of water cleans your bum 2 times better than wiping. Even if you're using wet wipes, you're still just smearing poop around and you're introducing nasty chemicals to your butt. Using a Hello Tushy bidet also prevents poo particles from spreading to your hands and everything you touch. It attaches to your existing toilet, requires no electricity or additional plumbing, and cuts toilet paper use by 80%. A Hello Tushy bidet pays for itself in under a year. Shop from your toilet this Brown Friday and save up to 30% on bidets and bundles. Visit HelloTushy.com/honeydew and use promo code honeydew for 30% off your first order. That's HelloTushy.com/honeydew for 30% off now through November 25th. The Farmer's Dog was founded by 2 dog lovers who decided to reimagine pet food from the ground up. The results of switching your dog's food from kibble to fresh can seem like magic. When a senior dog starts acting young again or a picky eater now can't wait for dinner time, you might think some spells were cast. The Farmer's Dog makes and delivers fresh, healthy dog food. It's developed by vets, nutritionally balanced, and made from real healthy ingredients to human food safety standards. It's the best option for dogs at all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's just real healthy food. Traditional dry and wet dog food options are highly processed. They can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim to, and they are extremely difficult to portion accurately. It doesn't matter if your dog is young or old, it's always the right time to begin investing in their health, helping you live more healthy, happy, and full years together. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/honeydew. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/honeydew to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/honeydew. Now, let's get back to the do. Man, I thought about that and I was like, God, you're chasing your whole dream and then something as dumb as a shower head, leaking shower head.
And the shit I got away with,
yes.
Bro, I was jumping off garage, getting drunk and climbing trees and jumping and getting
gets
in
past
fights and
16 is amazing. The stuff we all do as kids and shit. And that almost
you
wipes
said 16.
you out.
That was more like 33 for me when that shit stopped. I was doing that shit well at about 33, I was doing dumb shit, man.
Well, have you slowed down since this? Is that something that made you start thinking about that? I know you were just fixing a leaking shower head, but has it made you think about slowing down and really are, like you said, we're vulnerable. We're nothing.
I kind of already was, you know what I'm saying? We just get more wise. But this isn't really, stopping much.
Is that one? Do you hold the mic in the hand a lot?
That's my mic hand,
It
yo.
is, huh? Has it? Do you wear a guard or anything? Is it?
I did for that whole tour, and then I couldn't. I had meet and greets, and I couldn't. The doctor was like, "Dude, don't be touching fucking 1,000 people a day.
Yeah,
don't touch nobody." And so, I put a wrap over it, and I didn't. I should have went home and had it seen, and rehabbed it right. Because now my thumb is all fucked up and you know what I'm saying? Things are a little crazy.
Look at that. That's wild, dude.
Yeah. So where was I getting to? Oh yeah. So, taped it up. The crazy part was the first show back. I stayed on the road. I had 2 days off right after that shit to recoup, which was perfect.
But you're aggressive, man. You dive out into the crowd. You're not worried about hitting that on somebody or some bullshit.
Crowd surfing stopped for sure. I stayed,
And how are you keeping it clean?
Yeah. So we tried our best. We got that that clear sheet thing that people put over tattoos and shit. And what the first show back, I didn't know what to expect. And if I would have popped stitches and shit like that, I'd have probably canceled stuff and just flew back home and rehab. And you know, when that first show, I did it, adrenaline going crazy. And then, you know, Wonka was like my nurse with me and shit. And we just like unwrapped it and looked at it. We're like, here we go. You know, and it was like, so
What's the first
it was
time?
still so wide. It was
Is
so,
that the first time you saw it?
Yeah.
It's all white and shit.
Yeah. And it just, the skin didn't look like it was together. It just looked, it was still fucking wide open. You know what I mean? It wasn't, you know, those first couple shows back, it wasn't.
How you feeling now, though? You have full flexibility. Can you do everything?
No, you know,
you have feeling in it.
Yeah. I have to like massage it. I'm supposed to massage it so it doesn't get like scar tissue and stuff, and that kind of hurts. But you know, like I'm at home, I'm doing pull-ups again and stuff, but I'm using it. It took about a month or whatever, but it's not like your shit or like a back, you know, like it was mostly skin and a little bit of tissue, you know,
nerves and shit.
I was right back in it though.
Yeah,
like
just a few days.
I was lucky. Yeah, and I toured. I continued the whole tour. Didn't miss a fucking show. So I was lucky, man. Really lucky.
So I saw we had some stuff up here on this monitor about stuff on your tour. Tell me about somebody snuck on your bus.
Oh yeah, I wasn't there, so this is just word of mouth from my driver. I was
just sitting out there with the bus the whole time. Yeah,
the driver's sleeping on the bus. Mm-hmm. They have their own little bunk. I'm doing the show inside. He's sleeping. The bus is locked. I mean, I guess he didn't lock his door to the cab. He stays. Right. He lives in the cab or whatever. But a schizophrenic woman. I hope she doesn't like.
She listen
to this. Shit. Whatever, man.
Listen, she made a decision.
Yeah. And I'm not really too familiar with schizophrenia, so like I don't know, man. But she broke up.
I have a cousin who's schizophrenic, so I know.
Am I in danger telling this story then?
No, I mean, look, I can't say schizophrenics aren't dangerous, but the ones I've dealt with haven't been. They're just not mentally well.
Yeah,
they don't really.
Do they break into tour buses and demand to see people and stuff?
That one might be a problem.
Yeah,
I didn't know there were demands.
She got into this dude's sleeping. And he wakes up to a stranger.
She's in the cab.
She goes into his bunk, into his bed.
And this
wake up.
Yeah,
he's like,
no.
What the fuck?
Dude.
What the fuck? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? He's in his boxers and shit. He's like, what's going on? You know? And she's like, take me to Prof. Take me to Prof. I gotta see him. He needs to apologize to me. You know what I'm saying? He's been breaking into my house and putting up cameras all around my house. He needs, you know, I demand an apology. I got to see him. And so that's what she was talking about. So, and then he got up. He's like, get the fuck off this bus. Boom, boom, boom. And he kind of like figured out like, I can't reason. You know, I gotta be clever around this. So he like dances around the situation and kind of is like, come on, let's get off of the bus. And so he gets her off the bus. And at that point, I think there's like security that sees things now because, you know, they see what's going on. And this was at the White Oak in Houston. White Oak, great venue. I'm performing there November. So very thankful. And the security came. She grabbed a bottle and then it heated up again and threw a bottle at him, smashed the bottle.
Whoa,
you know,
shit.
Jagged edges and shit. And
we had enough jagged edges on this goddamn tour, dude.
Oh yeah. I wonder if that was the same tour when I was hurt. No, I think it was earlier. But yeah, bro. So yeah, I wasn't there, so that was only some secondhand shit, but he handled it pretty well.
And you never seen her again? She hit you up on social and stuff?
I've never seen her. I don't know who she is. Like, you know, I don't like to like study and like look up things or people or anything like that. I like even people hating on me or whatever. I'm like, don't tell me about it. You know what I'm saying? My crew,
that's your business.
My crew is like, oh, look at this. And someone saw this. So they'll hit me up like, oh, my bad, man. This guy's talking shit. Da-da. Like, don't tell me about it. Yeah. That's my new shit. Not getting into that petty shit, you know?
Yeah. Tell me about this dead body in LA. What's this?
Oh yeah, I figured, man. Like I haven't told you about this. Like this was a classic.
Here's the other thing. The last time you came on, you're telling me this whole fucking story. I'm like, when was this? You're like, this was flying here, Ryan. I was like, wait, that happened to you on the way here? You're like, yes.
Man, I was just thinking about that the other day, man. Like, I can't fucking believe they gave me back my acid and my and the box cutter.
Right, yeah.
Here you go. Here it is. And like, I'm like, this motherfucker must have been stupid. I think he was maybe out. It was like a arts and crafts thing or something, paper cutting or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or,
I didn't think you would ever fly with a box cutter.
Fuck no.
Ever.
He took out the blade and gave me the box cutter and a bag of acid back. He was have fun. Can't funny. I was so red, dog. I can't believe that shit. I was just thinking about that shit. What the hell? Oh yeah, dead body in LA. Yeah. This is a while ago. I'm with my friends and stuff, and he's in a townhome, and he shares a wall with an elderly man, and so we partying and shit, and we're young stallions, and we're about to go out and we're like pre-partying or something, pre-gaming is what they call it, and there's a closet I go into to get something or whatever. I'm like, oh shit, this closet is hot as hell. And I'm like, why is this closet hot, dude? He's like, I don't know, it was probably something with my neighbor and shit. I'm like, that was weird. That's a clue. Get your head spinning. So I ignore it, whatever. We keep drinking or whatever. And then about an hour later, we're all headed out. And I look in the window of his neighbor's spot, or I think I touched the wall or something. I'm like, it's fucking hot in here. I'm like, what the hell? And I like peek over my shit, and I was getting kind of like, a little creepy.
The Prof,
yeah,
bro. Yeah.
Like I was just too curious. So I like jumped the fence and looked through this dude's window. All of the fucking burners were on. It was into his kitchen. All of the burners were all the way on, all the way up. And I'm like, what the fuck? What that's why it's hot. You know what I'm saying? How long has this been? That was like an hour ago, 2 hours ago. I felt it was a hot closet. I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm looking over there, a wide window, and then I look down, and there's a dead man, in a pile of shit and blood. And he's got
blood.
Yeah. And he's got, I don't know if it was blood or shit, and maybe both. It was red shit, blood.
Was it suicide?
Shit,
like, are you
mix?
are you in danger of lighting a match and blowing up because this gas is just pumping on too?
I don't know what the fuck is going on. So, and he's got his like shirt over his head. Well, I'm thinking like, did he hang himself? And then the chair was there too.
Yeah.
Like everything
or
was
gas himself out in there.
Everything was so fucking weird. The dude was old as hell, and his shirt was up so I could see his rib cage and shit. Huge rib cage and like sunken in body. Like dude was old.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, let's call 911. You know what I'm saying? And
did they do it right away?
They
run out and get security.
Bro, I did. I called 911. You can't trust Wonka, dude.
You call 911 and they come out and the dude's just...
No. I call 911 and it goes, we're busy. Leave a message.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. I didn't even know that shit was possible.
I've absolutely called 911 out here and they tell you to hold. And then if you don't know, this is what I didn't know. I found out later. You're just transferred to the CHP, the California Highway Patrol. They'll just kick you over to them. Like, what's your emergency? You say this, they just kick you over to them. And you're like, what the fuck?
They were like, leave a message. I want to listen to I wish I could find my message. Leave a message and we'll get back to you. I'm like, did I dial the wrong fucking number? I'm like, this is funny. So I'm like, hello.
Hello.
There's a dead body. My name is da-da-da. There's someone's here is dead. Call me back. So I'm like, now we got to wait here. You know what I'm saying? They hit me up. What's going on? Can you go in there and give him CPR and shit? I'm like, nah. I'm like, nah, this motherfucker's dead, man.
Nah.
I'm not. They're like, no, you got to check his pulse or at least something and, break in there, break a window, whatever. I'm like, he gone, bro. Like, nah. I'm not touching. Nah, it's shit. It smells awful and stuff. Like, I'm not doing that shit. So,
and it's been cooking in there too, man. It's
cooking,
burns,
dog.
Yeah, it's cooking shit.
And so the fucking the firefighters get there first, and they're so stupid. They're so stupid. This dude is passed out in the kitchen in front of the door. And I'm just like right in there, like in their business. I'm like, yeah, it looks like, and they're like, kick down the door. And I'm like, nah, man, no. Because if you kick this door, they wanted to save him. They wanted to take his pulse or maybe, perhaps save somebody. They couldn't fucking tell he was dead. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm like, if you kick that door, I'll tell him it's gonna hit his head.
Yeah.
If you want to save him, you got to go through the window. And he just looked at me like, whatever, bitch. Wow! He kicked this door so hard.
If that dude
I'm
wasn't
looking through
dead.
the window. This dude's body goes flying, spinning around like a fucking top, like a fucking rag doll. Like a rag doll. And I'm like, well, if he wasn't dead before, he fucking sure is now.
He's dead now, bro.
Fucking genius.
Oh shit.
You think just because like people are in charge, or if they're a policeman, that they should be just and fair, or that they're a firefighter, that they should be smart or brave?
Right, yes.
Nah, these people are fucking idiots.
I say all the time about doctors. You know what they call the person that finished last in med school? Doctor. That motherfucker finished last. He or she is still a doctor. Doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Is that your first time seeing a dead body?
Nah, man. I've seen plenty.
What's your first time?
Plenty of those.
What's your first time?
I think we talked about
And
it.
I don't mean a funeral either. I mean like that.
Oh yeah. I've seen my dad. That was interesting, but that's funeral shit. My first time seeing a dead body was.
I don't think you ever told me about that, did you? Seeing your dad dead like that, laid out?
Yeah.
We talked about that?
No, he in the casket.
Yeah, I
in
know
the
what you
casket.
mean.
Yeah.
That was weird. Was that the first time you seen a body prepared and laid out like that too?
No, I'm grandparents and shit.
Grandparents.
But my grandparents always looked a little weird because they were just older and the way they just fucking.
Yeah.
I'm like, that ain't him.
Nobody
dude.
looks like. Yeah.
But I was like, man, you did a good job with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Because he was younger. But yeah, that was weird. That funeral sucked. It was like, this just sucks. Like sitting in the front, everybody's watching. I'm a pallbearer and shit, and then everybody's just watching me sit down with my stepmom, with my mom and shit. And I'm just like, yeah.
I've carried so many caskets to the hole, man. I can't even tell you. Well, I have a whole bit about being a pallbearer because I learned quick that you need to get the foot end of that casket. You know what I'm saying? That's the light part back here with the feet. You get up, get up there. You're up there double handed if you got the.
I'll take that.
I made that mistake before. You ever got anybody out there ever has to carry a casket? Ask them where the shoes are. Get that in.
You ever look around the casket? They're like, man, you ain't doing work. I'm doing the fucking work here, though.
You see somebody doing two hands.
I'm like, get, come on,
He's
man.
waving. I'm like, what the fuck are you
just like,
politicking about, right?
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bitch, this is heavy. Caskets are heavy as hell.
It's heavy as shit.
Yeah, they need 8 men to be doing that shit. Man.
It is heavy. And then you got to struggle to get it up on the rollers in the hearse. Everybody's doing everything they can not to drop that thing. Yeah.
You can't drop a fucking casket. But yeah, my first body was a drive-bys getting dropped off from the bus in the middle of the day.
How old are you?
Maybe first or second grade.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You're outside when it's going down.
I'm in a school bus. And it's my stop.
Yeah.
So the school bus opened I'm like, oh. Just stepped out right into a fucking drive-by, right into a gunfight. You know what I'm saying?
Like, and you see the guy
get
dead
out.
There?
Yeah. There was three dead right there. So we just blood all over on the corner, right on the corner.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was interviewed for by the news
as a kid
station. Yeah.
I
wonder if that's in there. Yeah, me and my sister. My sister was on the school bus too.
What are they asking kids?
Hey man, fucking gruesome, huh? Traumatizing, eh?
Bus 88 represent.
Hey. No, but that's what I was used to, man. If I'd see a shootout now and shit, like I'd be like, oh no. But back then I was like, yeah, I'm listening to rap music and shit, and like I'm like, man, I live in the hood, man. This is crazy, like, it was like normal.
Was it? That's what I want to ask you. Did it become normal for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how often
Like
are
I
you
almost
seeing
took
stuff
pride
like
in that shit. Like, yeah, now I can go to school and say that I'm tough and shit, you know? But now I'd be fucking terrified. I'd be like, oh no. You know?
my wrist!
Yeah.
My wrist! Call 911.
Yeah, call 911, man.
Boy. It
So-
changes, doesn't it?
Yeah. I haven't seen a shootout in a minute. Oh, actually, I'm lying. I saw fucking lots of shootouts in 2020
Oh, yeah, during the pandemic.
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I lived.
That's right. You live right there by the riots.
Fucking 500 feet from the fucking
I remember
third
you saying
precinct,
that, yeah.
which people chased the damn police out of the building.
Isn't that crazy?
Fucking remember the Alamo. So I live right there. So there was a helicopter, a Black Hawk helicopter above my house for the whole summer. You know what I'm saying? So, but I was taking a bath in a clawfoot tub. I was just chilling, and
That sounds safer than a shower, bro.
So, and I'm just like, it was like, what just taking care of yourself. What is that called these days? You know what I'm saying?
Self-care.
You know, I'm just painting my nails or whatever. But I'm in the bathtub, and my alley, pow, 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 return fire, boom, boom, fire. First time ever I heard these motherfuckers reload.
Nah.
Like, I'm like, they're fucking reloading. And I was gonna get up or whatever, but I'm like, oh, I'm chilling in this bathtub. So I just sat, had a bath, and just listened to a gunfight. Just listen to a fucking prolonged gunfight. It was like 5-6 minutes. They were like reloading. Like, all right, here's the break. I'm like, I'm counting rounds. I'm like, these motherfuckers is really thinking about this. This isn't, they're ducking behind things or whatever. Yeah, that was wild. That was a crazy summer, man.
Yeah, I've never seen, I've seen plenty of guns. I've seen plenty of people pull them out. I've never seen a shootout, though. Never.
I saw a few that summer.
You did?
Yeah. I mean,
there in Minneapolis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends, Cody outside, like, he was like, motherfucker, we all got guns. And like, in my house, I had a pistol, stack of hollow tip bullets, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all got guns and we all were like running around trying to protect places and shit. And there was crazy ass racists came in and was like, we're gonna do damage. And so like every night there was shootouts, Wild West. There was no police. Like, if you want to steal some shit, I got video of just like recording people. Like, I lived right by that Target. And there was just like the neighborhood filled up with cars. You couldn't even find a
Forget about
parking
Target.
spot.
Target, Minneapolis. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. Everybody came in. You want to be an arsonist? Like, there it is. I lived by a bank. They robbed that bank for like hours and hours. They brought dynamite and shit.
Dynamite.
They were like, professional bank robbers. If you were a professional bank robber in the Midwest, and you know that this place is burning or whatever, like, all right, well, get in the car. Like, I got some shit to do. No one got, everyone was getting away with everything. There's people hanging out of fucking SUVs doing donuts, just shooting guns in the air all summer long. Like, that's just what it was. Wow. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about some of these accidents. You've been in some car accidents?
This just happened like a month ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 2 months. Not my accident. I tried to save a lady, right? So, speaking of dumbass motherfuckers, this dude had the same DNA as this firefighter. So
I was wondering if you're okay. Yeah,
I'm driving and I just see something weird. The intersection is something's off, and I go around a car and I'm like, oh shit, this just happened here. I didn't see it happen, but there's a car, on its side, and no one's there yet. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm a hero. So I like to just dive right in, And actually,
you get excited when you see shit like this. Like, here's my chance.
I'm not excited. I go towards it. I go, like, if I'm afraid, if there's someone in my house, like, I'm not saying I'm brave. I'm saying I'm terrified where I need to handle it. Like, if I think someone's in my house, I got to get a knife and I'm going right at it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm scared, So I pull my whip over. I run up to her, and I'm the first one there. And there's a on that corner, there's a car wash, and it's cracking. And I'm looking at this lady, terrified old lady, hanging like this, but she's got her seatbelt on, and I'm looking at her, and I go up to her, I'm like, "Bitch, what's up?" No, that's right. I look at her, I'm like, "Are you okay?" "Hey, you dumbass bitch! What you get yourself into, like, bitch?" No, I'm looking at her. I'm like, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, I'm all right. And I'm like, okay.
And she's on her side.
She's on her side. She's hanging.
Is the passenger side on the ground and her
she's the driver's side and she's up.
She's up. Okay.
So it would be
like
this way.
Yep, I got you.
Yeah. So, and she's like, I'm okay. I'm like, all right. And I'm talking to her through the glass. And then out of nowhere, I hear like, and dude just runs up to this fucking thing and just starts smashing his elbow into the window. Bow, bow, bow. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? He's like, we got to break this glass. I'm like, she's fine. She's right behind the window. You're going to break the glass on her. And then people at the car wash, big ass men, they all get excited and they all come running. I'm like, don't do that. And she's like, don't do it. And he smashes the window. Fucking glass all over her.
Nuh-uh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and she's like, stop. I'm like, and I'm trying to talk to him. And all these dudes come together and they're like, let's flip the car. And I'm like, nah, let's talk about this. I could probably just open the door. Fuck it. And they start rolling this car over. So I just go like this.
Poor lady.
I'm like, all right, I just leave. While they're fucking rolling it. So they're rolling a car like this. And I'm like, what if it rolls the opposite? You know, they're trying to get momentum. It could roll back on you, whatever. And I'm like, these dudes, they ain't hearing shit. I'm like, I'm out of here, man. Let's get right back in my car and just drive away while they're fucking probably smashing the lady around and shit. So it was cool. And then another one that I forgot about till the homies brought it up was we were driving through Canada on tour through the Canadian Rockies. And we fucking run out of gas, like in a long ass stretch. We fucked up, and so we just go off like that. And really weird coincidence, while we run out of gas and pull over, a car flips and smashes
You see it?
and crashes. Yeah, we're like, what the fuck? Like we're all like, oh no, and then we look back and there's this smashed car on the opposite end of the lane. And so, homie of mine, finding Novi on another rapper who was on tour with me, we jumped the lanes. And it was kind of a busy freeway for how remote it was. And we're running towards this car. And unlike this other one with this lady, like I can see it's not that bad. She barely, this one's like smashed. And I'm like, I'm running up to this car. I'm like, are you ready to see some shit? You know, like you run up to a car. I'm like, fuck, well, I'm going to see some shit. You know, I don't know what to see. And we get up there and I'm looking on underneath and it's like a whole family, you know what I'm saying? And with a daughter and everything. And they're not out yet. The windows are smashed and one guy's coming out, but I'm a hero. So I helped the girl out and the guy out and the mother and everything. They were shaking up.
Were they good?
They were good. And I'm like they were crying hysterically.
What did he do? Like swerved it from a deer or something? Like what the hell made him flip like that?
It had snowed. And so there was like patches of snow and shit. And then
that black ice, bro.
Yeah. But they were like, I was like, are you guys, all three of you are okay? They're like, yeah. I'm like, then fuck this. Like that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? And so then I just let my cape unfurl and I flew away.
Your long hair.
Yeah, I was like, you guys safe? Okay. All right. Yeah. And then I flew away.
Look, I want to ask you about this because I find myself, I don't know, I feel like we're the same in like, all right, this shit happened, it's over, let's move forward. But I've been finding pockets of it coming back to affect me that I didn't expect. I had a guest on and he was driving, he clots and it almost kills him. And they kept telling me, you don't understand how lucky you are and you don't understand how lucky you are that you're here. You weren't out there.
Yeah.
Because they were going to send me home the day before. And I said to them, man, if you all would have sent me home, I'm definitely calling 911 for this. And they're saying like, yeah, but you ain't making it. You ain't making it. Paramedics don't know how to, they're just going to keep you comfortable and get your vitals and stuff enough to get you there where they need to, you know what I mean? And that might not be enough time. So this guy's starting to talk to me about how he almost died from it. And I'm like, damn, I really am fucking lucky to be alive. Is it starting to hit you at all? Like you're a dad too. Uh-huh. Are you thinking about the kids? You think about any of that?
When I was sitting in the trauma unit, I was thinking, oh shit, just about them really. And I've been, fucking, I'm a thinking man. I think about death, you know what I'm saying? And it's just,
how old are you now?
I'm 23.
You got a long way to go, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we can hear you laughing out there, assholes. But I think about that shit, and
You have two kids? Is it two kids?
Yeah.
Right.
And
Because I want to say the first time you were on, or maybe the second time you were
just one.
Yeah, you have one. Right?
Yeah, I'll be fucking, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. But man, I just
Productively fucking.
It's just everything's so fleeting and fast that I just try and like enjoy this miracle right now. I don't believe there's an afterlife. I think this is what we get.
My brother and I talk about this. It just lights out when
I think it's the most incredible. But that for me, that makes it even more incredible. We're floating around in this galaxies. There's galaxies on galaxies on galaxies. We're made up of the same atoms. Somehow the atoms and everything whooshing around and now here I am out of that. Like, that's so fucking incredible. I'm just beyond like just it's mind blowing. I'm thankful, and just to be here this is the heaven we get, man. Like, what are the fucking odds? It's astronomical, dude. You can't even think about it. So it's like just to have the atoms come together, poof, make me real quick, poof, right back into the dust. Like, I'm okay with that, you know?
You're the one person too I talked about that gets it. I feel like what we do is as close to time travel as we can be right now. We get on these tubes that are mechanical and fully programmed. They take us to another city in a different time zone. We do this job, and
Traveling
then boom,
fast.
we're back on one, and we're back. And
It's really weird.
And it's like, man, what the hell? I just went somewhere, and now I'm back home.
I feel like I'm living two lives.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've always been on tour, but then I feel like I've always been home. When I come home, I'm like, I never left. I never toured. And when I'm touring, I'm like, I've never stopped this shit. Like, it's really fucking strange. I feel like I've split out two fucking hemispheres. Like, it's a weird feeling.
How often does it cross your mind? Do you think about it every time you get in the shower?
This shit?
Yeah.
No, there was a shower on the same tour. There was a shower that was leaking, and I was like, and I reached, I reached in there and I tightened it, and I was like, all right, you know, like I had to do that. You know, I saw it. I was like, you need to twist this fucking shower head. You know, my heart was beating. You know what I'm saying? And I shit myself, but it was in the shower.
That just goes down the drain, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Dude, thank you for coming and doing this show.
That
You're the
flew
fucking
by.
man.
That flew by.
It's an hour already. Look at it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. You're a good time, dude. I'm so glad we become friends. And you could have easily said, fuck you. Kirsten wasn't even working here the first time. Mm-hmm. And I remember you were like, I don't want people to get fired. I'm like, they're getting fired, bro. So thank you for coming on and doing this, man, for real. One more time, again, don't promote anything you want. What is it? The tour. What's the tour called?
The tour is going to be over. I don't give a fuck, man. All the shows are sold out anyways.
There you go.
Yeah, shit.
I'm coming to see you Saturday night, dude.
I make music. I'm gonna come see you. You're gonna come see me Saturday night, man. Let's get it.
I am.
Yeah.
El Rey's a great spot. You're gonna love it.
Hell yeah.
You've never performed there, huh?
I have.
LA?
I had a whole fucking icy thrown at my face after the end of my set. I said, "Thank you."
Nah.
That's the last time I was at the El Rey, so I gotta get revenge.
Well, thank you for coming on as always, brother. And as always, Ryan Sickler on all social media, ryansickler.com. Come see me on tour. Tickets are available on my website. We'll talk to y'all next week.